Hello everybody, my name is Dratnos, and this week's vaults are, once again, very large. Every single character can take sockets. We're going to see if this week I can do better than last week and avoid temptation. I think that most of the things I chose over sockets last week were good. But this week, surely, I will not be tempted by anything powerful, and I will instead get to take my sockets across all my characters. Up first is my DK, which is probably the most likely one to be able to take a socket here. This character is pretty close to full build. Something that would be more tempting than a socket would be a Mythtrack chest piece. That would be something I'd probably take. Other than that, my rings are good. My trinkets, I would like to change this all totem out, but I can do that with bullions in a week, so I'll probably do that unless there's like a signet brand with a tertiary or something here. And then this is crafted, so I'll upgrade that with crest. So yeah, pretty much just Mythtrack, chest piece, or maybe belt, or a tertiary would sway us here. Or legs, I guess? Oh no, I have Mythtrack legs, actually, so once I have some bullion or some crests, I can upgrade those as well. So, all right, let's see what we've got here. Let's see what's in the vault. We do have, we have a belt, a haste verse belt even. Those are really good stats. We also have gloves. I've already got Mythtrack gloves. We've got boots, which I already have Mythtrack boots, and we have gloves, which are good, but I don't want to drop my two-piece. So one fun problem that Blood DK has is that two-piece is still good. I need to actually change it so that it's not my helmet, because I want my helmet to be higher eye level. Helmet has more stat budget than shoulders, and also helmet has scaling of incandescent essence, which is not as important for tanks as it is for other, especially for Blood DKs, as it is for other classes and specs. But still, I'm going to want to catalyze and upgrade and put on this 528 eventually helmet, and then swap back to 489 shoulders. But I'm definitely going to keep the gloves, even though they're 483. Those are staying until Blizzard fixes it, which at this rate looks like they might not. They might just be waiting out the clock until War Within, which sucks. But either way, I'm going to take the utility belt here. This is Mythtrack in one of the slots I don't have Mythtrack in yet, and it's good stats as well. Like this is, haste verse is pretty much the best you could ask for. So love those stats. Grab that. Let's purchase a belt clasp as well, or belt buckle before I forget. Shadow. Ooh, elemental lariat price going down. That's something that's not surprising to me. Not surprising that that'll be whoever's left with an elemental lariat recipe at the end of the expansion is going to have something worth like 0 gold. So it was at 4 mil for a while over the course of this expansion, but on the server at least. Now it's down to 1.5. I expect in a couple weeks' time that recipe will be very, very cheap. Okay. Up next is my Demon Hunter. My Demon Hunter did, I think, a heroic clear? I don't remember. I think I did a heroic clear on this character because I wanted Worm's crests. I definitely did at least 1 key. I think I may have done 3 keys and a Dawn of the Infinite. I'm not 100% sure, though. I definitely did at least a Dawn of the Infinite. I still haven't got my trinket on this character, or the weapon. I've been doing Dawn of the Infinite every week on it, but still stuck on a last season trinket. Loot spec Vengeance, that's probably fine. Let's see what we've got in the vault here. Okay, yeah, we did do, so the Dawn of the Infinite was the last one. There is a cloak, a haste mastery cloak, or LFR bracers. So the question is, do we want the cloak, or do we want these sockets? I do have 2 good rings to socket, but the cloak is good. I wonder what the cloak turns into if you catalyze it. It looks like I can't see that super easily here. I know there's some way of checking the off pieces, but I'm just going to quickly check. Ooh, okay. This can catalyze into Verse Haste, which are good stats. Haste is a great stat. Verse is a good stat. Crit's a good stat. Mastery, we don't talk about mastery around these parts. That's a stat we do not like. So, yeah, I'm going to grab this cloak. I don't know. I'll grab the sockets at some point on this character, but Mythtrack cloak, that's good. We like Mythtrack around these parts as well. That's a lot of value, so yeah, okay, we'll do that. We'll go catalyze it at some point, surely. Surely I won't forget to do that, but I'm not gonna. There's too little time. They've just put out a new alpha build. I don't know if I'll have time to even get a video out on the alpha build. I've heard the newest rogue hero talents are up on it as well. I gotta check those out. So No time for flying to a catalyst or anything like that in today's vault video. We are in and out, 2-minute adventure, tops per character. Loading screen does take a really long time. No counterplay around that, though. Nothing that can be done. I wish they put different great vaults around the world, actually. Could you imagine if they just put like one in each zone? Then you could log out in front of the like less popular zones. Get a little bit of a faster loading screen instead of always having to load into Valdrakken. All right, so here's my warrior. My warrior actually did pick up the old prophetic stone scales. Don't mind if I do. We've also got... Yeah, I'm going to buy a Golak probably with my bullions. This is my only character to not have earned the 6th bullion last week. I will definitely get that this week, though, so can buy a Golak for myself. The only item on this character that's really bad still is a 483 necklace, so hoping to upgrade that. I guess I'll go loot spec arms, because I'd rather see a two-hander. I mean, I'd rather not see a weapon or a shield, but let's take the one-handers and the shields out of the pool and put the two-handers in. That sounds like a good deal. Let's see what we got here. Okay, we've got a Mythtrack Gloves tier, Mythtrack Gloves non-tier, lower eye level, and these are good stats, or a Mutated Magmammoth Scale, a trinket that I don't think will be particularly exciting this season. Let's just take the gloves. Surely I'll find a chance to get sockets at some point in the future. And this is such a big upgrade. This has got to be good, right? Bang. That's what eye level are we at now? 514 on this thing. That's pretty good, especially because I have a lot of upgrades yet to realize on this character as well. So still got a veteran track chest piece. That's going to be a big upgrade if I can find one. But other than that, it's all starting to come together. I've got a lot of eye levels I can put into my awakened ring, my fire act trinket, my hero track stone scales, my Golak once I buy it. Yeah, it's all starting to look pretty good. Okay, next character is my monk. My monk also got a lot of power last week. I think I did a heroic clear on this character. Maybe I did LFR. I don't remember. I got my bullions. I've purchased the Rashok weapon. And I've also purchased, I think, the Aranog ring? Maybe the Broodkeeper ring? Oh, both. Purchased both the rings. Yeah. And then we've got, I got stone scales on this character as well. That's pretty good. And I've got my Mythtrack scale, which is kind of an underwhelming trinket, but it's still a pretty good one, but it's less good than I thought it would be. Just still, it gets eaten through so quick. I don't know. It's still fine. I think it's very similar to the Fire Act trinket. But yeah, loot spec. Brewmaster, that's probably fine. I don't really want to see tank trinkets. I guess I don't. Let's put in Windwalker, and then maybe we'll see some cool DPS trinket of something. I don't know. Definitely not really any tank trinkets I'm hoping to see here. Okay, yeah, it was a heroic clear, and the other option is, a Mythtrack speed helmet. I like that a lot. Surely we'll find sockets in a future week on this character, and then we can, because this will be good. I can put this thing in the old catalyst. I can upgrade it to 528. I can stick the incandescent essence on it. These are all really good things. So, yeah, surely it'll be fine. Yeah. All right. Next character, though. Next character is absolutely... Probably, actually, this character I think has got... I think I've got two... No. This is another character that did... This character did LFR, and then a +10 in the first M+ slot, and then 2 other keys and a Dawn of the Infinite run. So very, very likely that we're going to take sockets here. Only one Mythtrack piece in the vault here. So unless it's a shield or a chest piece. Ooh, it's a two-handed axe. Now, a two-handed axe... Now, this is kind of compelling because not only would this let me do ret stuff at a much higher eye level, although obviously I'd love to get Fearlath at some point, but even if I did get Fearlath, this would let me upgrade it. This also lets me upgrade Golak to 522 and my heater shield to 515. Now, the heater shield's not particularly good, but if I take this, I actually still have 2 bullions in my bag on this character. I can go and buy a high eye level shield, and I can upgrade it as well. Surely that's better than sockets, and surely sockets I'll be able to pick up in a future week on this character. But this just saves so many crests. It's got to be right. And then we can do, so like obviously this looks a little suspicious, but here's what it's going to let us do, right? Like we basically just picked up 60 aspect crests and also a bunch of worms crests out of this one purchase, and we also got a rat weapon, right? Like it's like when you go to the store and they've got like a 7-for-1 deal, and you'd feel stupid to not take it. So let's get the old Broodsworn Legionnaire's BiS. I think this is the shield that I was looking at for prop pally rather than one of the verse haste shields. Equip that. And then somebody was saying in the comments the other day about like two-handers and stuff not reducing the cost of shields and things. Pretty sure they're wrong, but if we're about to find out, I guess. Should be able to take gold. Yeah, exactly. We can take this up to 525 now. We can also take this up, or 522 rather. We could spend some crests and do up higher, but I'm not going to do that just yet. Let's bring this up to bang. Only 199 flight stones as well. Wow. That's a lot of power. This character's gotten a lot better. How many? I have 58 of these. It's probably potentially worth it for me to send this up even a little bit higher, but I'll save that because I do want to upgrade my crafted bracers as well. I don't know. Maybe I'll send those crests in here, but that can be a fun decision for later. Anyways, cool. Got a lot more powerful on that, so pretty good outcome for old Dretnos. And finally, we have of the tank characters, a character that I have not been tanking on this season. I've actually been healing on my Resto Druid, or my Druid, I guess, which has been Resto. Things have been going pretty well for that. It's been fun. Been fun to heal a little bit of keys. And I don't think there's much that the character even really needs at this point. I would love one of the DPS trinkets from Azure Vault, so I'm going to loot spec Boomkin to try and secure either of the Azure Vault DPS trinkets. Either of those would be really good. But other than that, we've already got an offhand to go with our Vakash, rather. Already got a lot of Mythtrack as well. Mythtrack. I picked up Mythtrack Cloak and Shoulders from a 2 out of 8 run last week. So we've got either the Verse Haste necklace. Now, do I have the Dathia necklace on this character? No. If I did, I would maybe take this so I could get the mount. Or we've got new Transmog for an offhand. That's a pretty cool looking Transmog. And we get 2 colors of it as well, because when you upgrade it up to like 492, you get a different color. Or Coroleth's Crackling Dagger. Now, this would save me crests, but unlike the two-hander on my Paladin, right, this is only going to save me 30 Worms crests and 30 Aspects crests, rather than saving me, I think it ended up being 30 Worms crests and a bunch of extra Worms crests on my shield. So another 60, so 90 Worms crests and 60 Aspects. So this is going to save me less than half of the crests that two-hander did, and this isn't going to let me play an extra spec or anything like that, right? This isn't also helping me in another spec at all. So I'm going to take the sockets here, stick a socket in. Problem is I don't actually have 2 good things to socket yet, but I might buy one of the funny rings on this character. I'm pretty sure I'm still sitting on bullions. Yeah, I'm still sitting on bullions on this guy as well. So I'll buy the sockets and be pretty happy about it, because nothing else there was super compelling, really. Nothing was really an option. And yeah, we definitely don't want to do these 509 pieces, but we can put one into the helmet for now. And then, yeah, maybe I'll buy... I think I'll buy the Broodkeeper ring. At some point, I'm going to want the Aeronog ring for tanking as well. I want both. But I think the Broodkeeper ring will be better, like, short term. I don't know. I mean, I do kind of want to buy another trinket as well, but I also kind of want to get the Azure Vault DPS trinkets. So yeah, this is another future me problem. This is another problem for a time when I'm not trying to get through this video so I can get to my PTR or beta build video. There's also a heroic run happening soon, maybe, so I don't know, maybe those videos will be made after that rather than before. Okay, here comes my hunter. My hunter is actually surprisingly powerful. This character has been one of the, I think, surprisingly biggest characters. Ooh, I see now as well. You guys can't hear in-game sounds. Now, that's not that big of a deal. It's not going to ruin the footage or anything, but let me just quickly turn that on. Okay, there you go. Now you've got the beautiful Valdrakken background music. I think I have it very quiet anyways, but oh, I've got a recovered item, vault artifact. My Brew of the Month club as well has paid off. All right, the item was not found. That's fine. Anyways, yeah, my hunter, 535 Neltherix, enemy of the sky, Myth Track helmet, Myth Track cloak, Myth Track belt. A lot of stuff looking pretty good here. We purchased a controlled current technique and a manic grief torch as well. We've been offered here. So I did actually a lot of mythic bosses. We did 4 mythic bosses on this character, but we're being offered 2 belts, one with a socket. Sockets are nice, but you could buy 2 sockets instead of 1 socket with this thing. Or bracers, but I already have crafted bracers. Haste mastery as well. So, I mean, they're good stats. It's fine. I could take this, but this is definitely a socket angle on this character. Finally, I've been allowed to purchase my beloved sockets. And I can put 1 into my crafted bracers, which will be upgraded in eye level at some point soon. And 1 into my belt. And bang! And then in the next couple weeks, I'll bully into the 2, or at least 1 of the fire rings. Probably both of the fire rings. And then I'll, again, at some point in the future, take another... Oh, I guess I could have put a socket into this as well. So cool, yeah, we've got good stuff to socket on this character. Everything is looking good. Finally, I've managed to do it. I've managed to take sockets. All it took was being offered 3 things that I was definitely not at all tempted by. And I was able to do it, so nice. Here's my Warlock. My Warlock is, I think, my lowest item level character, but it's actually... I've been playing Destro on it. I've switched off of AF. It was fun to play AF, fun to learn AF, but Destro is very... It's actually not particularly fun. You kind of just spam the Rain of Fire button if there's like 6 or more targets, and that can be kind of fun though. So I did a 2 out of 8 on this character, and I also think I did 4 keys. So let's see what we've been rewarded with here. I guess loot spec doesn't matter on this class. I've got my Brilliant purchases have been the Fire Rings and a Dream Binder. And what we've been offered here is shoulders, lower eye level shoulders, or pants. So we could take either pants or shoulders or a socket. Either of these are going to replace a 502. Now, the legs are replacing a champion track piece, whereas the shoulders would be replacing a veteran track piece. So in theory, there's some extra efficiency on taking the shoulder, but I don't think I'm ever going to have the crests to upgrade from 502 anyways. I would want to get a 509 so that I could save the crests. But if I get a 509 hero track piece, I could just upgrade that instead, and I can catalyze that instead. So I'm actually not going to count the champion track as being better than the veteran track as a result, because I'm still bottlenecked by the same resource, which is Worm's Crests in this case. I'm going to go with the legs then, because legs are a higher stat budget slot than shoulders. Another consideration here is that the shoulders come pre-catalyzed, whereas I'm going to have to use a catalyst charge on these legs. But that's also not something I'm too worried about. I just don't think I'm going to run out at 1 catalyst charge per week. I already have 4 set. It's just going to be hard to need more than 1 catalyst charge per week on this character. In fact, it's just not going to happen. It's not a resource that I'm short on at all. So I think I only have 1, but the only way I would need to use another would be, you know, if I get some hero track shoulders or something like that, and then I'd be like, oh, okay, I kind of wish I had a catalyst charge, but then I'll just get one next week. And then if I get a myth track in my vault, like, that can only continue a couple of weeks, and then I've got full myth track tier. So it's, you know, at worst I'll be sitting on like 6 eye levels here or there in my bags for a couple days. All right, here's my mage, my powerful arcane magician. I did 4 out of 8 on this character, actually. That was pretty fun. It looks like I didn't do much damage here, but I was focusing... This was Senarth, and I was focusing on killing the Frost Breath arachnids. Look at that. Look at that. I was just hard saving everything for them, absolutely nuking them. So I was being useful. That was good, actually. You have to trust me on this, please. So this character's also bought Dreambinder and upgraded it, and then 2 funny rings and not upgraded those because I'm trying to save crests. Again, Worm's crests are the currency that I'm bottlenecked on. Oh wow, I got a lot of gas in the vault here. So we can upgrade our pants from 502 veteran track to 525 myth track. We can take shoulders from hero track to myth track, or we can get a sword, which is obviously not a consideration, or a necklace, which is a consideration, but it's not going to be beating out the pants or the take here. So pants, they're upgrading a higher, like it's a higher eye level upgrade, right? It's a bigger jump, and also pants are a higher stat budget slot than shoulders. And also these are coming pre-catalyzed, which again, I was talking about on my Warlock. That's really not making much of an impact in the decision at all, but it is a nice little bonus. But yeah, that's a lot of eye level. That's a lot of eye level in a slot that imparts a lot of stats. So we like that. Buy a quick frozen spell thread, and yeah, those pants will overwhelmingly likely, unless I somehow find a tertiary pants, those pants are going to be the ones that we venture into the War Within with. So that's good. I guess there's a decent chance that this character doesn't enter the War Within until patch 11.2 or something. But you never know. All right, here's my Shaman, which unfortunately was logged out inside Vault of the Incarnates. So we're going to get a little double loading screen action. I did 3 bosses of Heroic, so enough for 1 vault slot there, and then I did 4 keys. So I do have the option to take sockets on this character. This character has also been healing. I've been having a lot of fun healing on Resto Shaman, Resto Druid. I'm going to try and expand into healing on some more specs as well. Oh, okay, my Vault of the Incarnates actually was a bait. It's auto-hearthed me because I guess the instance was probably closed. So yeah, let's see what we can pick up here. This character doesn't have too big massive needs anywhere. I do have my bullions. I'm probably going to buy a Vakash, but maybe I'll buy like a Chromatic Essence. Maybe I'll buy a Broodkeeper ring. A ring would be nice because right now I can't do the trade-ups in crests because I have such a low eye level second ring. So getting a higher eye level second ring would help with that, but I'm not sure if that's going to be worth a vault slot. I could just get one out of M+ or something. Okay, so we've been offered Mythtrack Staff, Hero Track Shield, also or Mythtrack Pants. So here I'm really being put to the test because this is a very marginal upgrade, right? Like we're talking about 7 eye levels on Pants, 80 Intellect, 473 Stamina, and then 27 secondaries. So, I mean, that is more power than the sockets slightly. When you factor in the stamina, moderately. But in order to be able to take 2 sockets in future weeks, I would have to earn 3 vault slots, which I don't know how much longer that's going to happen for this character. But this is a bigger upgrade. Yeah, so I mean, the argument against this is like, maybe I'll open a bunch of vaults over the next couple of months that are just 1 slot vaults. And those, I can take the myth track piece out of. And then if I took the sockets this week, I would effectively be getting 3 of those vaults worth of sockets. But I'm going to ignore that. And I'll just say, surely I end up doing enough content to... There's a decent chance that I don't do enough content to actually get vault slots on all these guys. But, that's a good problem for future me to deal with. In a couple of weeks, all the raids are going to be awakened anyways. Surely there will just be infinite, 2 out of 8 mythic runs or whatever happening at that time, and be able to just get a bunch of vault slots that are also high level, and the loot will be falling from the ceiling. It kind of already is, but there'll be even more just falling from the ceiling. Surely it'll be fine. What they should do, if they let us buy sockets with bullions, maybe that would be too OP. Maybe that'd be too OP, but a little bit less. I feel like I'm kind of griefing by not taking the sockets. And it's just because it's 2 sockets for 6 tokens as well. It's such a good deal, given that we're used to the 1 socket per 6, right? Okay, here's my priest. My priest is also getting quite... I mean, everybody's just quite geared at this point. All my characters have a lot of items. This character could most use an offhand to replace the Frigid Conservator's implement on the Adventurer track. Could also use a good trinket, perhaps an Umbral Skulls trinket to go with my tome. That'd be pretty cool. Other than that, sockets would be good. Okay, so we've been offered a final grade, which is going to save us 30 crests on Vakash, and then also a bunch of crests on an offhand if we ever find one. So it is a consideration. Or we've got a bunch of hero track stuff. So the question is, do we want to save the crests, or do we want to take the sockets? Now, I do have things to socket. I have a crafted belt, and I have a seal of filial duty. Let's just take the sockets. Let's be good. If we want the crests, we can earn them by gaming, and if we earn the crests by gaming, I guess it's kind of funny because it's the same solution to both, right? If we realize we wish we'd taken the sockets, we do a bunch of content, and then we get more vault slots in future weeks. Whereas if we realize we wish we'd taken the crest upgrade thing, we do a bunch of content, and then we get a bunch of crests, right? So it's kind of the same solution to both, but taking the sockets now preserves my ability to take exciting items out of my future vaults, because that wasn't that exciting of an option, right? That was just a crest saver. So yeah, I gotta find, let's see, Haste Mastery, Keen, Ephemerald. 2 of those. Let's buy 10 so that we have enough for the rest of the expansion. Bang. And then this gem UI, by the way, comes from the add-on Narcissus. Narcissus. A very powerful add-on. It does a bunch of different things, a bunch of like cosmetic-y things, like a photo room and stuff like that. This tier indicator. But it also does that gem UI. It does a bunch of those little, little projects in the UI that I think are pretty great. Although it does apparently use a lot of RAM or something. So if you're on a computer from the 1980s, you got to watch out. Okay, here is my rogue. My rogue is logged out in a Dawn of the Infinite because I did Dawn of the Infinite. I did the second boss, and I think the third boss on this character to just try to get the nick of time from the second boss before swapping to a tank for the fourth boss to try and get the trinket. Still don't have nick of time on this character. It has done Dawn of the Infinite every week, but soon I will surely get that. And yeah, this character's gear is also quite good. I purchased with my bullions an Enduring Dreadplate because I saw a lot of people were using this on the top of the Raider.io leaderboards for Outlaw, so I want to see what the hype is about. Seems like it's actually pretty good AoE damage. Obviously, that's the reason that they're using it. It's also DR, but mostly I think you're just using it as an AoE damage trinket, so kind of a funny one, a funny tank trinket, but anytime people are using a funny trinket, I want to see what the hype is about, so yeah, I purchased that. I got a Mythic Thorncaller Claw just from Mythic Major Still a couple of weeks ago. Ooh, there is a Seal of Filial Duty here. Now, an Avoidance one as well, which is pretty cool, but it's only on the Myth track, which means that it's actually not the highest eye level it could possibly be, right? Because this goes up to 535 if you buy it on the Bullion vendor. Also, it's Mastery Haste, which means Outlaw. Very much uninterested in this thing, even though it's got a cool defensive proc on it. And even though it's got Avoidance on it, I'm also not interested. So we're choosing here between, I've already bought trinkets, so I'm not going to take those. This necklace is 30 crest saved. I'm not going to buy that. Cool. Easy sockets. Finally, we've been offered some good, no tough choices. Unfortunately, this character's already taken sockets once, so I need to find a new high level ring to stick sockets into. I need to get a Myth Track helmet. I actually don't have anything currently socketable, but surely I will get something socketable. Some things socketable on this character, but yeah, kind of running out of need for sockets, I guess, on this guy. All right, let's take a look at my next character, which is my Evoker. My Evoker is quite good as well. Really, every character is quite good. I can check a different add-on, an add-on called Alter Ego, which is sort of similar to Saved Instances, but a little bit more like compact. Currently, I have both of them installed. I'm sure I'll switch to just one during War Within, maybe. Maybe I'll just keep everything. I don't know. Surely it's fine to just have 700 add-ons installed. But yeah, so this add-on, you can see the eye level of all my characters here. Obviously, my DK is leading the pack. But like everybody else is in a pretty tight clump, 508 to 515, just because you get so much So like so much bullions, and then they've all been doing a pretty similar amount of crest work. So let's see what's in the vault here. We would mostly like to see... I'm not even sure if there's anything that would be that big for this thing. A cool trinket would be cool, I guess. A good one. We've got a heroic run, so nothing. We're not going to take anything from these heroic slots. So the option is just to myth track our gloves. We'll take it. We'll myth track the gloves. Surely I'll find my sockets at some point in the future on this character. I think I may have also already taken... Yeah, I've already taken one round of sockets for my Dracothist and my seal, so I don't even have anything good to put a socket into right now in these other slots. So yeah, we'll grab these gloves, and we're not under that much socket pressure because we've already been good and taken sockets once on this thing. We'll be fine. It'll be okay. I just need to take sockets like one more time, and then I'm pretty much full sockets. Especially if I craft a ring in the other slot, although I think I'm going to want the Broodkeeper ring. This character's also done some weird crafting. I did craft a Crackling Codex of the Isles, which I'm kind of regretting. I may move this embellishment off of this slot, and then just at some point in the future buy with bullions a offhand. But I need a bunch of crests. This character needs a lot of crests to get going, so that is going to be something I'll need to find like a bunch of aspect crests. Nazuro's got to go up a lot of... This thing needs another 60 aspect crests as well to get all the way up to 535, so that's going to be a bit of a hike, but you know, it's a fun season. Content's good. What are the affixes this week? Is it going to be fun to do keys? Tyrannical, Volcanic, Sanguine? Okay, I mean, it's Sanguine week, but I guess it is Sanguine week. Maybe we farm +8 keys this week. Just some nice +8 Tyrannical Volcanic keys. That sounds like a vibe, actually. This could be a good week for just doing 30 +8s on every character, getting all the crests you need for the rest of the season. Could be fun. Hope you've enjoyed this video. I hope your vaults were as good or better than mine. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.